We mentioned Mike Clay's position rankings a little bit earlier, so let's take a look at these. These are really interesting. ESPN, Mike Clay. So interior defensive line, they have the Browns up at 16 now. And they were arguably the worst, probably not even arguably, they were the worst interior defensive line a season ago. Edge rusher, they are now ranked 4th behind Pittsburgh, the Chargers, and Dallas. Cornerback, the cornerback group for the Browns ranks 5th. Jets, Eagles, Packers, Cowboys. You could even argue the Browns are a little bit higher. Overall, they rank this roster 5th in the NFL. They've got Philadelphia, Buffalo, the Chargers, Dallas, and then the Browns. That's probably fair. Now, they got to go out and figure out how to win games, but the talent is there.
Look, I mean, just go by their numbers. Myles Garrett is the number 1 rush end, according to PFF. Za'Darius Smith is the number 13 rush end with PFF. Go to the interior. They just add Shelby Harris. You take a look at Dalvin Tomlinson. I believe Dalvin Tomlinson is the 12th overall ranked defensive tackle. When you look at Shelby Harris, he's the 17th ranked defensive tackle. So if you looking at as totality in total, and you have Albo coming off the bench, guess what? He's a guy who had 34, 35 pressures. His win rate as a pass rusher is extremely high, and he has a good pass rush grade. So when you look at it across the board, the Cleveland Browns have arguably the best defensive line. No other team has 2 guys within the top 20 in terms of defensive tackle grades like the Browns do. And it just goes to show you what you can do when you're focused on making the most out of your season. You get efforts like this. Andrew Berry may have not hit on every one of his regular picks, the 3rd round picks. We talked about that a lot. But one thing you cannot poo-poo, or you can't diminish or marginalize is the fact that he's getting free agents. And his trade game is kind of nice. He's getting trades. You think he got Za'Darius Smith for free, Amari Cooper for free. You just got Shelby Harris as well as Dalvin Tomlinson. And guess what? Javon Hargrove was one of the defensive tackles that got, I believe, $80 million. I think Dalvin Tomlinson got 54. So you tell me for $60 million, you've got the number 12 and the number 17 defensive tackles according to PFF for $60 million, and another team paid Hargrove about $80 million just as one defensive tackle, great pass rusher, but only a 48 when it comes to stopping the run. And you know that's what the Browns need. You got 2 of the best run stuffers, and you got 2 edge guys, and you got a top 5, top 6 rotation in terms of corners. The Browns, I never thought I would say it, because I thought the offense had the most potential, given the fact that you already had Chubb, and now you're going to have a really good line with Deshaun Watson. I actually think the Browns defense might have more upside than the offense, which is crazy.
You're a guy that played defensive line in college. When you look at that, there's almost an embarrassment of riches with guys that get off the ball fast. I mean, you can see what Schwartz wants, what Jim Schwartz wants. They're going to be in the backfield, and it is going to be a long day for offensive linemen and quarterbacks that are facing this defensive line.
Oh, yeah. But nowadays, instead of them dictating to us, we're dictating where the ball goes. And and I've played in both systems, in the 3-4 and the 4-3, where we went from a lateral defense to the 3-4, where we're trying to keep people off our linebackers. And we were basically playing what we call a rope-a-dope technique, which is, hey, they're going to make a mistake, keep making them make plays. So, they're getting 2, 3, 4 yards on the ground. But that was the design of the defense. But when you started talking about an attacking style defense, now you're going to play the run on the way to the quarterback. We're not worried about what hole the running back is going. All we want to do is push the offensive lineman, get in the backfield, be disruptive. That ball will bounce or spill, and you got guys rallying to the football, and they can't be outflanked because your defensive ends are out wide. So now they're forced to be patient, running inside zone, play after play after play after play, trying to get the run game going. And that gets frustrating to a lot of coordinators. They're like, listen, I can't get outside. My play action is working, but I want the chunk plays. I want the 20 or 30 yard downfield looks. And guess what? Sometimes they get greedy, and that's when turnovers happen, and that's when penalties happens as well, especially when you got those long drives. So I think up front it's going to be a really great year, and I think this is why a lot of people have Myles Garrett as the defensive player of the year because of this scheme and what Jim Schwartz is going to let them do.